Right now, dozens of couples in North Carolina think they're legally divorced, but they're not. It's all because of a problem with the state's new online court system that launched in February in Wake, Harnett, Johnston, and Lee counties. WRAL's Matt Tallhelm is live outside the Wake County Justice Center with what this means for people who are still considered married. Matt, talk about us.
Yeah, Gerald, they may have to start all over with that divorce process in court here. This letter went out in the last week to the people who may be affected by this. It lays out some of the things that could follow them along if they try to remarry or sell property they owned with their spouses or even have a child after what they thought was a legal final divorce.
I definitely thought, am I not actually divorced?
Carol Squillis had to question her marital status when this letter arrived in the mail.
It's basically said, it may not be legally sufficient. It may not be legal in some way.
That was more than a month after the Wake County Court finalized the divorce she filed for using the new eCourts system.
I had done it all myself, and the letter did say it was through no fault of my own, which was, I guess, reassuring in a way, but also not really.
The eCourts guide and file allows people to click through some questions and steps to file court paperwork electronically. The state tells us it discovered a potential legal issue with divorce forms in early April. In a statement to WRAL, the Administrative Office of Courts says during the affected period, the legal document generated by guide and file to initiate an absolute divorce electronically included language that may be insufficient for a valid resulting divorce decree.
The complaint in the form didn't have a notarization block and a notarization seal and didn't require it to be notarized.
Richard Wagaman leads the Family Law Clinic at Campbell University. They're helping a dozen people affected by the faulty form.
They may not actually be divorced, which could create problems when it comes to filing taxes, applying for benefits, home loans, buying and selling property, houses.
Wagaman says it's created confusion for the couples.
And a lot of, I would say, disappointment that they're not divorced and they may have to go through the process again and delay that and not understanding how and why this happened.
Squillis lucked out.
My divorce is legal and legally binding, but it was definitely a stressful process to figure that out.
But she says something meant to simplify the court process ended up creating more complications.
It was not a good process at any point using eCourts.
Now, the state tells WRAL it has identified 35 cases that are affected by this in those 4 counties. All those people are being offered in this letter from the North Carolina Pro Bono Resource Center free legal help from both that center as well as the Campbell Law Clinic. Gerald.
Matt Tallhelm reporting live. Thank you, Matt. It's not just divorce issues. WRAL Investigates found several glitches, including people spending more time in jail than they should have because of this issue. Monday at 6, the many problems inside a troubled system you paid for.